they would look for all possible ways to still get that money from you. But investment companies are not like that. You don't get to pay so much, except maybe when you have agreed to, maybe in your mind, you decide that you're going to keep this money for 6 months at least, and then you now want to get your money back before 6 months, to break that investment, they will charge you for that. Do you understand? So that's how they get to make their own money too sometimes. Okay, so compound interest in simple terms just means accumulating the returns over time, and then your small money eventually can become big money at the end of the day. Risk return trade-off. The higher the risk involved, the higher the reward potential. I'm not going to be talking about, we have a lot of investments that can give you high returns like crypto, but the problem is the volatility. So I wouldn't advise anybody that is just starting out to start with crypto. Don't start with Forex. I started, but I knew when to run back, to go and hone my personal skills and start looking for work. Do you understand? So please, don't start that way. It's fine if you are exposed to the knowledge. And even if you're going to try at all, please don't sink in a lot of money. Don't go and collect money don't go and borrow money to go and put in crypto. Some people, it has worked out for them, well, but in most cases, it doesn't just keep your mind at rest somewhere. It doesn't just keep your mind at rest. I can remember those days when, you take a position and then you're in church and you're like, what is the market saying? Can't be that bad, really. So I'm talking from experience. Understanding risk and return. Every investment carries some level of risk, which could lead to potential losses. Yes, true. Real estate, considerably, is medium risk, except maybe something very serious happens. Natural disaster, government decides to move in a funny manner. Look at Lagos now. Somebody invested a lot of money, and then after several years, they thought about building a coastal road. So what can the person do? What can the person do? You don't have a choice. That's government for you. You know that government has the right over every land in Nigeria currently. Yes, you might have your documents, your CFO, blah, blah, blah. But the government, if they decide that they want to do something with your land, the best they can do for you is to just give you, take, and keep quiet. That's the way it is. So government owns the land. Returns, the potential for growth and profits is what attracts investors. However, higher returns generally come with higher risk. I don't want to stop emphasizing this, that we have quite a number of them today. The market of people saying all kinds of things, bring so amount of money, I'm going to give you 30%, and then you don't even know what the money is going to be used for. A lot of people are falling into investment traps and what have you. So please be very careful. The higher the returns, yes, the higher the risks, but you can as well lose everything. It happens. The key is to find a balance between risk and return that aligns with your financial goal. So don't forget what I said. If you've not started, please do the safe ones. Your 5K today, 10K today. Banks will not eat your money. Sorry, not banks. Now, investment companies. This speculative investment require careful research and a high risk tolerance. Warning, don't invest in what you don't understand. Are quite versatile in this area, and they call them, I can't remember the word exactly. So, but let me try to interpret what I'm trying to say. So, they know that as far as crypto is concerned, they are not interested because of the volatility. So, they have their options, their investment options, the things they consider to make sense to them. So, not all investors just dabble into anything. We have some people, their own approach is a little here, a little there, such that I don't lose everything at the end of the day. Do you understand? But for many of us that are just going to be starting out, as funds, you're beginning to, have so much to save and what have you, please start with the save ones first. I keep saying that because it is very important. All right, let's move forward. Why choose bonds? Regular income, lower risk, diversification. Let's move on, please. I'm conscious of time. Investing in bonds in Nigeria. I've talked about this. Minimum investment for bonds in Nigeria is typically 10,000 naira for some brokers. Some will collect 5K. This low entry point makes bonds accessible to a wide range of investors, even those with limited capital. Bonds offer a stable and predictable source of income through regular interest payments, making them an attractive option for conservative investors. Please move on. Why choose real estate? It can provide a steady stream of rental income, which can supplement your other investment earnings. It's also a means of diversification, asset appreciation. Just like I said that the land we want to buy, and we're going to buy it by the grace of God. That land wasn't initially sold for 21 million naira. It was cheaper, way cheaper than that. Investing in real estate can diversify your portfolio, as the real estate market does not always correlate with the stock market. Yes, that's very true. They don't move in the same direction. Do you understand? The stock market might be going down, whereas real estate might be going up. I'm still going to talk about something very technical at some point. Let's move on, please. Hedging against inflation. This part is quite interesting. So, how many of us know that we can actually buy gold and keep? Am I making sense? Now, as the price of gold appreciated over in the last 1 year, do we know? Let me sample opinion. Has it appreciated in the last 1 year? How many of us know the price was at last year? Does anybody have an idea? We're going to get there briefly. I just want to know if we are aware. Now, let's move on. Precious metals, go back. Precious metals such as gold and silver have historically held their value during times of high inflation, making them a potential edge against the erosion of purchasing power. As at the time I was going to get married, I had to buy my ring in Kaduna, because the houses, they trade more in gold and what have you. So it's relatively cheaper buying from there than going to Instagram to go and buy. That's a tip for us. So if you really want to buy, please don't go on Instagram. Look for vendors in Kaduna or any other part of the northern state. So diversification. Okay, going back to what I was saying. It was 45k per gram as at then. And now, I told somebody to help me find out yesterday, and the price is currently 110 per gram. That's over 100% appreciation in value. So, even if it was just 100,000 naira that you used to buy gold, and then you kept it till now, you've made over 100k on that investment. Your capital, the amount you took to the market, plus if you're now selling it back now, you're going to be making so much more. So it's a way of hedging against inflation, and it's readily available because you can do your own research on where to buy. Some people sell gold bars, so gold bars are more expensive than just buying jewelries and what have you. But even if it's jewelry, it's still something. There's a market for it. There's a need for it. People get to, on a daily basis, make all these kind of purchases. So you can decide to buy, keep, and then resell whenever you decide to. So it's also a form of hedging against inflation. Diversification. It's also a way of diversifying your portfolio. Just like I said, start with the simple ones, the ones that are easy, mutual funds, government bonds, savings, and what have you. But don't stop there. As you progress, you can start diversifying your portfolio. So maybe you got 30,000 naira. I guess Brother is using Carrywise. The way he was sharing them. Are you using Carrywise? Okay. Bamboo. How many of us are familiar with them? You have Rice Vest as well. Now, we have quite a number of them. The list is not exhaustive. We still have Vicient, Coop, Meristem, quite a number of them. Registered. Now, these are not MMM kind of things. They are registered businesses that you can use for investment. Now, let me talk about PiggyVest. PiggyVest serves two purposes. Number one, for savings, and then also for investment. Most people use it for savings because, with PiggyVest, you can say, I've started working, and I'm trying to just avoid the stress that comes with paying rent. Do you understand? So I can use one of their products called Safe Lock, which helps me to lock my money till when I need it. So, say I'm going to pay rent January next year. I can start saving for it from now. So with 5k, 10k a year, money that normally I would have used to eat shawarma, I'll put it in the Safe Lock. And once you Safe Lock, you can't get it back until the maturity period. So it helps you to maintain discipline. A whole lot of discipline. That's why I like it a lot. This was what I used to save for my rent. And at the end of the day, a day before, or say a day before, a day after, I got my money back. So it was stress-free. So PiggyVest has a lot of products. There's the Safe Lock, there's Piggy Bank, there's Flex, there's dollar investments. I'll get there soon. Cowrywise, I don't use Cowrywise, but I know it's good as well. I just have a preference for PiggyVest. Bamboo, I know it's good for, it's majorly an investment platform for global stocks and ETFs. And then it provides exposure to international markets. So you can buy stocks, S&P 500, Amazon, whatever stocks you want to buy. But please start here first. Start with all these ones before you move on. Then RiseVest also is good for, they most of have a similar product. Do you understand? So you can easily buy fixed income securities, real estate, and then international stocks. Let's move on, please. PiggyVest, let me talk about all of the products that they have. Piggy Bank offers 15% returns per annum. Pastor, sir, how much do banks give for interest? Commercial banks? 14%. Now you can see, this is their unique selling points now. They are doing 15%. And don't forget what I said, that as MPR increases, this would also increase. It wasn't 15% maybe as of last year. Do you understand? So 15% returns per annum. Flex has 8% per annum. So Flex is more or less like you want to do something with your money in the next 2-3 months, but you don't want to put it in your normal savings account. Do you understand? So so while we are holding that money, we are also making money, very little money from it, 8%. Do you understand? So you withdraw. Okay, as long as you don't withdraw your money more than 4 times a month, yes. So you get charged when you just withdraw anyhow at the end of the day. You withdraw more than the limit, then you forfeit your interest for the month. Yeah, that's it. A Flex account is a flexible savings wallet where interest and on all other Piggy wallets are paid. So for instance, when you Safe Lock for a year or any number of, maybe 2 months, 3 months, or thereabouts, they pay you interest immediately into your Flex. That's why I don't really like PiggyVest for investment, because that interest, I don't want to be paid. I want it to still be, in my account without me being able to access it. But it's still very okay. Safe Lock rewards you 8 to 5% per annum. So if you decide to do 2 years, Safe Lock money for 2 years, then you get more. Safe Lock allows you to set money aside for a fixed period of time without having access to it until maturity. It's like having your own custom fixed deposit. I prefer this to what many of these commercial banks offer, really. PiggyVest also had specific, let me talk about this. So they have investment packages they roll out per time. It is not always there. So some company can approach them that we need funds to do agriculture. They need a lot of money. So what PiggyVest will do is to put it on their platform, and then people start investing. Currently, the real estate investment I was talking about has been there for some months now. They started one, which was 10,000 naira per share. They closed it, and then they reopened another one, which is now 15,000 per share. So if you are interested in that, it's a good alternative. And I'm going to tell you why. It's 37% ROI. Like, it's the best I've seen so far. Now, when you are investing, let me say this. There is inflation rate in Nigeria. Naira is depreciating, right? Now, whatever investment you're going to be doing, you need to also consider this factor. The best of investments are those that helps you to beat inflation. Should I say that again? The best of investments are those that help you to beat inflation. Inflation in Nigeria currently is about 33%. It's that bad. Now, whatever investment you are doing that is not over that, is just you still trying to at least protect yourself a bit. Because your Naira value has been depreciating over time. That's the challenge of real estate currently in Nigeria. So for some people, they would have preferred that they actually bought dollars. They changed all their Naira assets. Some could have just decided to sell land, buy dollars and keep it in the bank. What they would get back at the end of the day is more than the value that property is going to be, selling for at this current moment, because the economic outlook is not that encouraging right now. So whatever investment you're going to be doing, please take note of this. But be mindful that if it is safe, it is still okay. But if it is high risk, you have to now be very careful. This is very safe. At the end of 1 year, you're going to be getting 37% back in return. So there's a company developing different properties in Lagos. They need funds. They approach big investors. They would vet the property. They would do due diligence on your behalf so that you don't just throw money away. Do you understand? They do all of those diligence. They will give you all the details. You can read about it and what have you. So if you're interested, you can go on their platform right now, and then you can see, you'll see this there. 15K per share. It wasn't 15K per share before. Over time, when they close it, you can also make money when they also close this, because you now see people buying and selling their shares. That's why I said that there are different options now of doing real estate investment. So with my 100K, I can do Yanga now. Maybe I have how many shares now? 100K will give me how many? 10, right? No, it's not up to 10. How much? How many? 100K divided by 15. So with my 100K investments, I can do Yanga, small Yanga. I'm a real estate investor too. So yeah, by the time I'm going to be selling above this price so that I can also make money. So while your investment is safe, you can also now still profit from buying and selling. That's the good thing about this platform. Let's move on, please. Bravewood products and offers. I like Bravewood a lot because it's an actual investment platform. You know why? Unlike PiggyVest, they don't pay you your returns immediately. No, let me say that again. You get it daily, but you can't access it. There are different options. There's Prime, which allows you to get 13% returns per annum with a minimum investment of 5,000 naira. So you can keep 5,000 naira, invest 5,000 naira, and then your investment will keep yielding on a daily basis. Max product offers 15% return. You have 90 days, 180 days, and then 365 days. So having 15%, 16%, 18%, the minimum deposit for that is 50K. Then there's the dollar investment, 3.05. So what that means is that as Naira is depreciating, you are protected with this kind of investment. And on top of that, you're still making money. Do you understand? So that's the good thing about it. Child product offers returns of up to 13.25 with a minimum deposit of 5,000. Say you put, you want to maybe save for your kids' school fees, or you want to make plans around your child, you can explore this option. I think the minimum is 5,000 naira, and you have 13.25% returns at the end of the day. So, it's good to plan ahead. Before your child gets to secondary school, university, and all of that, you can start making efforts to, have investments for them and what have you. So let's move on, please. RiseVest. So they have three. They have the low-risk portfolio, which is fixed income, real estate, medium risk, 13 to 15% returns, and then they also have the high risk, which there's no fixed rate for it because of the nature of the volatility of this particular investment. So for the good thing about RiseVest is that over time, I looked at their history, they've been able to do considerably well for their investors. So you don't get to lose money except you are very careless. So there are like different packages. You can create a plan for yourself. If you are like me, you can do fixed income. Do you understand? And then if you have some appetite for risk, you can do real estate. Please don't go beyond these two for now. Then maybe over time you can now do the stock market and what have you. So there are different options of trading there. You can trade. So you can buy stocks of American stocks, all kinds of stocks. You want to buy Tesla, you want to own a particular amount of equity in Tesla, you can go there and buy a whole lot. There are several of them there. Let's move on, please. How many minutes do you have left, sir? All right, please. The next one. That should be the end. After this, please. Okay, good. So This is very important. Low or insufficient income. If that is your state, so what do you need to get out of that state? Bro, Bafemi and Mommy, they're going to be talking about all of this. Number one, upskill or change jobs. For some of us, you might have to do that. For me, I had to stop Forex to go and earn my skills so that I can get a job, which helps your mind to be at rest to some extent. Do you understand? Because you are not looking for when dollar will fall, when dollar will rise, Having a job helps you to actually plan well. Then you can also invest alongside. Number two, switch to strategic skills with high demand. This is very important. Brother Frem is going to be talking about this. Some of us have to actually, push ourselves to doing much more than we currently do. We all have potentials. You can afford to do anything if you put your mind to it. I'm talking about upskilling now. Some of us need to set up multiple streams of income. Some of us are there. We are scratching the surface already. So you might have to consider what are the other things you can add to what you're doing currently. You have a business. You can also invest. Do you understand? Pastors, does LAPO allow for investment? Can I bring money if I want to invest? Okay. Fixed deposit. Okay. So if you're interested as well, you can invest in, there are so many things you can do. Start saving. Some of us need to clear off debts. That debt that you're owing, go and clear it. Build an emergency fund account. Please, this is very important. As you're working, as you're going about your business, please have this at the back of your mind. Set some money aside. No matter how small it is, set it aside and make sure that it's not readily accessible. It's money that you just lock and forget about. Review your expenses. Nigeria is quite interesting these days. So some of us have to reevaluate, sit down with your spreadsheets and see how you can cut some of your expenses. Reevaluate your psychology of money. What is the whole essence of, remember the first conversation we had, why are we working? Things like, what is my plan for the next 10 to 15 years? I'm doing business. Do I have a pension plan? You need to start thinking about some of the things. And then negotiate a salary raise. For some of us that are working, we know that. So let me give you a shocker. As at 2021, the value of 100K salary is now 74,000 naira. That's depreciated over time. And what that means is that your purchasing power has reduced. What you could do with a million naira in those days is not what you can do with 1 million naira now. I know that God would help us. So these are the things you can do for you to move from that place where you don't have so much to have.
You can do better than that. Please appreciate Roy Fair. Thank you so much, sir. All the years of learning on things like this is a harvest for us. Hallelujah. So I love one thing he said at the beginning. He said, all of this is just the beginning. And Roy Fair is very accessible. So please, do your own research. We're going to send out the slides, okay? Read, understand. Now, it's not until you have money before you start having to build your knowledge base on investment. You need to know a lot about this. I hope we know that leading works on top of knowledge. Do we understand? Yeah, so you'll be led on what you know. Do you get what I'm saying? Are we together? Do you understand what I've said? If you don't know, okay, that so and so policy works like that, in this investment platform works like this, how would you know when the nudging says, do it like this, put this here, put that there? But if you don't know the there, are we together? So please, it's important we play our part. Then the Lord will also play his part. Hallelujah. So please, I want us to befriend Brother Ife and make sure that we learn. Of course, he's not going to be repeating everything he has said now. You are going to go and learn. What I mean befriending him is beyond this class. More, if you have gone, if you have read, if you have studied, if you have checked on things, if you are not clear, please, you can reach him and he will give you more information. Please, let's appreciate him. Let's appreciate him. I know we have questions. So please, I want to encourage us to pen our questions down After this next session, we are going to be having the question and answer session. Okay, so please make sure your questions are ready. All right, so please, Bro Bafemi will be coming up now. Let's give him an appreciating clap. Bro Bafemi. So he'll be taking us on realizing the potential of global digital jobs and businesses. So please, let's prepare our hearts, okay? Bro Bafemi, now you get mic now. Please, let's appreciate him.
Good. Okay, we are saying the morning. Good morning, everyone. Just give me a moment. Bro Ife, help me appreciate Bro Ife. Yeah, that was powerful. And I want to believe we have a couple of us that will be going into investment very soon, or even from today, because I'm sure some people have some 5K, some 10K kept somewhere. So please, let's do that. All right. Please bear with me. Okay. All right. So sorry, we're just trying to get our connections right. Okay, so today for me, I think I will just be touching on exploring digital opportunities that are available in digital space, both in the career and just bear with me, please. Both in the career and in the business space. I will just, for lack of time, I will just run through a whole lot of information, because the aim of this session is to give us information that we can actually work on. I'll also make it as practical as possible, so I might skip a lot of things just to ensure that we have actionable steps that we can work with. Just please bear with. All right. Okay. All right, let me just send another copy to you. Excuse me, please. All right. So while they get that ready, let me just use what I have here, and then we get started. Okay. So you just start that straight from slide 2, where I'll be looking at the agenda that I have. I'll just run through our agenda. So today we'll be looking at, I'll be introducing some things about the digital space, just talk briefly about it. Then we'll also look at the digital revolution, because some of us are yet to know about it. All right, thank you very much. But I'll just do a little touch around it so that we are all in the same level of understanding across board. Us will still have better understanding than others. Then we'll be looking at, I'm just running through my agenda, the future of work. What work are you doing currently? What's the future? I might not use them to advance your current career or move from your current career to another career without much, without any damage to the digital space. But the challenge is we are finding difficult to range of virtual careers. You can be, whatever you do now can also be done virtually, depending on technology is key, and the impact on careers and businesses cannot be overemphasized. Now, I'm sure many of us already know how businesses run before the advent of Facebook, before the advent of Amazon, before the advent of Alibaba. We run businesses, and you have to carry that has been put in place and key yourself accurately where you need to. one thing I will say is, let me jump ahead of myself. In the business of today, what makes money is middleman. That's what makes money. You are a producer, you really don't have much to make. You will make money, but you really don't have much to make. Now, if you're a producer, there's another side where you can make your money. When middlemen are making money from your product, there's another side you can make your money, which I'll also touch as we go on. Then, okay, let's go to, go to the next slide. I'll just run through it. Wow, apologies for how small it is. It appears quite different on my system. So sorry about that. Next one. So basically, we are going to be running through a few things, and then would also be exploring actionable steps. So for everything I'll be talking about the steps you can take to either start or to improve whatever you're working on. Now, evolution of technology and its impact on careers and businesses. I'll just glance through what I have here. So we know that every aspect of our lives has been affected by technology. Now, in this part of our world, we are still limited with the way we do things. And one major limitation is our mindset. We still have a wrong mindset or perception towards technology advancement, and that's one thing that's killing us. That's number one. Number two, we believe that it takes a whole lot of effort to know these things that are happening in the IT world. And let me tell you, let me burst your bubbles. It does not take a whole lot. In fact, learning in the world of IT is easier than learning in the previous traditional methods that we used to learn. Because you know what? Everything is at your fingertips. Everything is at your fingertips. Now, some people within 3 months become full stack developers. Now, in those days, it takes you a couple of years to become a full stack developer. Now, what does that tell you? It tells you that what? Learning and development has become very, very easy these days. All right. So, now, internet is something that all of us are using. Initially, before you talk to your friend, you know how much it takes. But in a split of seconds, you communicate. In fact, you send information, you get information. You send documents, you get documents. You understand? So I'm just trying to lay some foundation here so that we all can begin to touch our mindset and change our mindset. Now, social media platforms has helped a lot. Social media platforms and many more platforms are coming out because these ones have even redefined the way we do businesses. Any business owner that is not maximizing social media is not really ready to grow business. So social media is your place. It's your new shop. If you have a physical store, you still can't do without social media. Guess what? A lot of us go on Facebook. But do you know that a lot of people that have these physical stores are maximizing Facebook Marketplace? Now, as a business owner, how many of the products do you have on Facebook Marketplace? Many of you think it's just there, scammers and all of that. But guess what? You get cheap products there and you sell even better. You get more people to look at your products and they move faster than having just your website alone. But to advance those things is where we'll be looking at that in the future as we go on. Now, mobile technology. That's another thing. Mobile technology. There's virtually nothing you cannot do with your phone. There's virtually nothing you cannot do with your phone. You can do your health checkup with your phone. You understand? You can take courses with your phone. You can do both paid courses. I mean, when I say courses, I'm not talking about just 2 months courses. I'm talking about a full course of study. Like I want to become an accountant. I can be on my phone and become an accountant by learning. I'm going to pay, yes, but I will become an accountant at the end of the day. And somebody who has gone to the 4 walls of university would also become an accountant. But guess what? You can even become a better accountant than someone who has gone to the 4 walls of the school. It depends on how you can implement these resources that we are talking about in the digital space. All right, let's move on. So now, one thing I just want to pick out in these statistics of growth, I'm talking about statistics of growth in digital jobs and online businesses. One thing is a report by the World Economic Forum project. They projected that by 2025, the digital economy could create up to 65 million new jobs. Now, what does that tell you? If the World Economic Forum is projecting that by next year, the number of new jobs that will be created globally is 65 million jobs. New jobs, not old jobs, new jobs. What does that tell you? It tells you that there's a lot of opportunities that is in this space. But the question is, how are you positioning yourself? That's a very big question. Now, one of these things is the rise of remote jobs and freelancing. It has contributed to the expansion of opportunities that we have in this space. Now, in the course of the week, I was, discovering a skill or a sort of skills that one of us had. I was amazed, and I was asking, "What do you do?" Okay, I'm into virtual assistant. I said, "Oh, okay." I started asking several things about virtual assistant because a lot of times what most of us know as virtual assistant is just administration, but virtual assistants go beyond administration. I started asking, "Okay, do you do strategy?" I heard yes. Do you do operations management? I heard yes. Do you do human resource? I heard yes. And I'm like, it's just supposed to be an admin. But guess what? She's doing all of these things. Why? Every organization is trying to cut costs. Every organization is trying to cut costs. Now, one major challenge while we have very few organizations in Nigeria fully coming or turning their workspace into virtual or remote work is because of resources to get resources to access some of these technological tools that they need. Now, you may be asking, is it that expensive? No, some of them are not expensive, but setting them up could be expensive. Setting these tools up can be expensive. Now, human resource tools, you're wondering, I'm used to this. What do? You do physical recruitment. You put on adverts. Some of you will be seeing adverts on Jobberman, adverts on Hot Ninja, adverts on this. But guess what? There are several jobs there. But some of them are remote. And why you will not be employed, even if you apply, is because a system is scrutinizing your CV. And that's ATS, Application Tracking System. Gone are the days where somebody will sit down and analyze all the CVs that comes. I know it takes a whole lot of weeks before they get back to you. And when they get back to you, you have to move from one physical location to another physical location. Like then, Mobile, when you're going for interview, I remember one interview I went, what they did was for your transport fare, they catered for it. And they fed you. So you come very early and you go back that day. But imagine that stress and how much it will cost them. But now, businesses and organizations no longer need to do that. All they do is when they put out their adverts, on Jobberman, there are a lot of remote works there. I'm sure most of us don't know about that. On LinkedIn, there are a lot of remote works there. But when we see remote work, some of us shy away from it because we don't have the understanding of remote works. Or you think there's even hybrid. Yes, hybrid is another thing. You come 2 days to physical office and 3 days you are working from home. But guess what? These things cost you and I nothing. Rather, it might cost the organization a lot because transitioning from physical to virtual is not as easy as we usually think about it. Even as a career person, if you are transiting as a person, I'm an accountant and I want to transit into the virtual space, the first challenge is the mindset. So the major challenge that businesses have in Nigeria is because the mindset of the business owner has not moved from the physical workspace to the virtual workspace. Now, there are a lot of tools there. There are a lot of resources on there. But guess what? A time will come when these people will move fully into the virtual space. The question is, would you be rightly positioned? That's one. Two, many of us are still looking for jobs in Nigeria. But guess what? From the comfort of your home, you can get jobs outside of Nigeria. Now, that also helps, buttressing what Bro Ife said, that also helps you and edges you against inflation. Now, you may be wondering, I'm looking for a full-time job. But guess what? Having a 3-hour work per week outside the country pays more than having a full-time work. I work 3 hours every week. It pays much more than having a full-time work in Nigeria. Now, when I say full-time work, majority of full-time workers in Nigeria. However, we have exceptions. And when you're talking about exceptions, you're talking about those that are working with multinationals. But if you're working with a core Nigerian business organization, you want to begin to look at how can I scale up myself and begin to transition into getting online clients from outside the countries. So I will just run down. I have just a short time. So some of the examples that I just want to use to illustrate this digital revolution we are talking about is digital marketing transformation. Marketing has changed. A lot of times, how many of you actually buy things because you saw an ad bill? How many of us? When last did you buy something because you saw an ad bill? Or when last did you patronize a business because you saw an ad bill? So it tells you that marketing has changed. And that buttresses what I said earlier on. If you're a business owner and you are not doing your business online properly well, a lot of us are online, but properly well, then you still have a lot to do. Now, remote work and telecommuting. That's talking about, maybe I might touch it, maybe talking about virtual reality and all of those things. Now, e-commerce disruption. That's when you're talking about those that sell products and products majorly. Then another thing I want to emphasize on, I'll just be picking major things that we've not really spoken about. Digital content creation. Now, digital content creation. Truth is, there's nobody that cannot create a digital content. That's the truth. There's nobody that cannot. Why did I say that? Okay, let me start with this. When I say digital content creation, most of us are thinking of content creators like all these celebrities where you have to show yourself, show your face, you own a YouTube channel, everybody's seeing you, you run a TikTok account, everybody's seeing your face and you're talking about something and that and that. Not necessarily. There are so many digital content on there. I'm sure many of us even consume a lot and yet we don't know the person that created it and money is coming into their pockets. So digital content creation is something that everybody needs to look into because it's the business of today and it's the business of the future. Why? Information. We're in the era of information. If you have information, then give it. Guess what? If everyone in this room has a content that is being created and we are all pushing, do you know that? Okay, let me burst your bubbles. When I say digital content creation, the last training we had, I said even if you have 30% knowledge about something, you can create a content about it and sell. Do you know why? Many people, many Nigerians specifically, or many Africans, do not take the pain to read. They want to see somebody talk about it and explain it to them. As simple as that. So you know what? And that's business for a lot of people. Some people do not know much about some things. I'm trying to remember a particular person I saw online. You know, when they did some interview, I think it was real estate. And he said he didn't really know much about real estate. I think, I'm trying to remember his name. He's now one of the top real estate billionaires in Nigeria. He doesn't know much about real estate when he started. He just, okay, somebody has a land, you buy, you sell. All right, good. What else? If I can get somebody to buy from you, then I get commission. And that was how he started. And do you know what? He built along the line. While he was doing that, he was creating content and giving people. And people were eating. As he was learning, he was giving the information. As he was learning, he was giving the information. And before he knew it, he grew. And more investors came to him. And now he's doing very, very fine. Another person is in the YouTube space. He's into finance. I think he talks more about money market funds, if you will know him. What does he do? He tells you, he said, guys, Nigeria, I don't know anything. No. As I learn and I practice a little, I come and I share with you. Guess what? The guy runs over 100,000 followers on YouTube and is earning from YouTube. Why? Because he only reads, tries it a little within a short time, comes online, does a YouTube video, you guys learn from it, and you are getting better. He's also getting better. So what's happening? As he's learning, he's teaching you. And guess what? He becomes better. Now, people begin to consult him. I said, when they consult him, what does he do? He then runs back, does more research, and come and give them the answer. Now, guess what? These guys are coming to ask him for questions, are smarter than him. In fact, they are better. They have more money than he does. But what has he done? He has seen that digital content creation gap. He reads it, gets information, and comes and he gives it to people. Definitely, he found a problem. What's the problem? Many Nigerians are looking for how they can make money online or how they can get better and increase their finances. He saw that problem and he ran to do his work and now he's making money. Even if he's not making money from those investments, but from you, because you are now following him on YouTube, you are learning from him on YouTube, YouTube is paying him. Are we together? Now, forget to say this, so I'll say this here now. Another thing that many of us can do, some of us have, we have our phones. We can learn apps easily. There's something about YouTube faceless channel. How many of us know about YouTube faceless channels? All right, just a very few of us. Many are times the kind of YouTube channels we see, maybe because of where we are in Nigeria, is we just look at those that we can see their face and they can talk to us. But you know that a lot of motivational channels on YouTube, you don't see any face behind it. And guess what? Do your research. Many of them have millions of followings, much more than even those you see their faces, and they get paid. And to start this is very, very simple. You have a Google account, so you have access to YouTube. Create a YouTube channel. Once you create a YouTube channel, what else is left? Look out. In fact, AI has made it very, 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 very simple. Now, I'm running ahead of myself, and I'm just going to be touching a few things, so I might not follow my slide like that. I just want to touch a few things that we can take home. Now, with the advent of AI, you don't need to rack your head and think of what I want to create. Now, even these YouTube channels we are talking about, look at, okay, which niche are you comfortable with? Excuse me, Daddy, you're welcome, sir. Yes, sir. Please, let's appreciate Daddy. I know Mom is also around. Let's appreciate them for putting this together for us. Now, AI has made it very, very easy that you don't need to think of what you're going to create in terms of content. Now, these contents that they have created, AI can repurpose it for you. AI can create a video for you that matches it. And then all you need to do is take it, come to your YouTube channel, post it, and do your proper hashtag, your proper keyword research, and do your descriptions. And in a short while, you begin to see that as long as you are consistent, it begins to grow. And as it grows, nobody knows you're doing it. So if you are camera shy, that's a business you can do. It's a business. I call it a business. It's an online hustle. There's nothing you're doing now that does not say you should not do that. What will it cost you to get a video app? Many of us know how to use CapCut. Some of you don't even need CapCut. They are AI video creators. As long as some of these videos are about maybe 60 seconds, some of them are about maybe 2 minutes. They are not long at all. Are we together? And that's something that can be generating income. Many people have become millionaires from YouTube. And many people are on their way to becoming millionaires. And guess what? You and I can also come into that space. I know the beautiful thing is, social media content creation is very simple. While you're doing that for YouTube, all you need to do is cut it into pieces and bring it on TikTok. And there are AI tools that can help you make these videos even funny, so that people on TikTok think it's comedy, but they are taking in motivation, or they are taking in whatever you are bringing to them. Are we together? Okay, so that's about digital content creation. Now, one thing I wrote here about a few actionable steps while we're talking about the digital impact of digital transformation is number one thing is you need to reflect on your personal experience. That's very key. You need to reflect on your personal experience. Now, why did I say reflect on your personal experience? It means take a moment to reflect on how digital technology has impacted your personal and professional life. Sit down, analyze it. Why are you analyzing it? Everything about the digital era is data. You will get some data. This is what we call personal data. Get the data about yourself. What has transformed about you? What has changed about your personal life or your professional life? Now you want to look at, okay, how has this digital transformation or digital technology impacted it? How has it led to that change? Then you will now consider how you would use these tools and platforms on a daily basis. Truth is, we all use these platforms on a daily basis, either as a career person or as a business person. But most interesting is you can always use it to your advantage. Somebody said, if your activity on Facebook is not bringing in money for you, then Facebook is not worth using for you. Somebody said so. And I sat down. I looked at it. And guess what? I came up and I said, whatever I am spending, now, look at it this way. Assuming 1 megabyte of data is equal to 1 naira. Just say, for example, equate 1 megabyte to an amount that is important to you. Now, how much of MB do you spend on any social media platform? Some of us spend hundreds of, some of us spend about 5 gig on TikTok. But what has TikTok brought to your pocket? Are we together? Now, if you see that every social media that you are using needs to bring in income to you, then the way you will use it will change. There's this, one of these, I think is a friend to Tony Robbins. You know, in an exclusive interview, he said he spends just 15 minutes on social media, all platforms. And then curiosity came up and they asked him and said, how would you spend 15 minutes on social media and you have millions of followers on social media? And he simply said, I only spend 5 minutes just running through important things because I have learned how to prioritize my social media. So thousands of people can message him on WhatsApp. There's a way he has used AI to work on his WhatsApp such that only important messages with some keywords come top. Now, I started sitting down. That's my latest research because I got that in the course of the week. Like, how can I do that with my WhatsApp? It does that with his Facebook. So in 5 minutes, he has glanced through. You understand it? He said it did not start that way. Initially, it started with maybe about 2 hours a day. Then as it grew, he had people, workers. Now I'm still going to talk about, he had workers that then also work on his social media. But if before he got workers, he was using 2 hours on social media per day, he will post and yet he will read what people are saying just 2 hours a day. And he made most of his money from social media while he's posting and also doing that 2 hours a day. He had other things he was doing. He is a career person at the initial point too. You know, why did I say that? I'm saying that so that you and I can then take the pain to reflect on our personal experience with these digital platforms. Now, another thing you need to do is you need to stay informed. You know, when that is ministering, sometimes he was talking about the history of different countries, and we're talking about the current things that's happening between countries, Russia, you know, US, Turkey, and all of that. And some of us will be like, when did that one happen? When did that one happen? And it's true because we are not up to date with current trends. Now, you can't be up to date with current trends with technology, and you're not up to date with current trends with economy. You have to be up to date all around. Because why? Economy affects the technology. Technology affects economy. So you must understand the place. So if you're saying get updated with technology because as a career person you want to improve yourself, all you're after is technology. If you miss out on economy, you will not know the next major step that will be taken in your career. So you have to understand that how they are related and how they influence one another. So you need to stay informed about emerging technologies and trends in the digital landscape. Many of us are career persons, but if I ask us how many of us are following the top individuals in our profession, many of us don't even know the top individuals in our profession in Nigeria and outside the country. So talk less of even following them. Now, as career people, how many of us are on LinkedIn? Can I have a hand? If you're a career person, you're on LinkedIn. Wow. Not okay. Quite a few of us. But guess what? Some people have gotten jobs on LinkedIn not because they actually applied for a job. Okay, I think that's Bro Ife is a living witness to that. Some people have gotten jobs, and guess what? Not necessarily Nigerian jobs. Somebody approached me sometimes after the last training and said, yes, you talked about online platform. I see a lot of data entry jobs online on LinkedIn and I'm trying to apply. And I told the person, I said categorically, applying for data entry jobs on LinkedIn, you will never get it. I was like, but there are jobs. And I said, yes, because the people that own those jobs are Philippines and are giving it to Philippines. So don't bother yourself with data entry jobs on LinkedIn. What are they doing? They're only using those opportunities to open up themselves and grow their brand on LinkedIn. So you applying for those jobs are not it. How can you apply? In digital marketing, we say sell without selling. Now, in career, digital landscape, I'm also saying apply without applying. Now, how do you apply without applying? Number one, sorry, I'm just trying to push things together. I'm just feeling that some of these things are very key for some of us based on engagements. Now, one major thing you need to do that apply without applying is, number one, sell yourself as an authority on LinkedIn or any social media platform in whatever you do. Sell yourself as an authority. Many of us don't know how to write. AI is there to teach you how to write, but don't copy AI's writing and paste. Yeah, don't copy AI's writing. Many people copy, just go to, okay, some of us know ChatGPT, right? How many of us know about ChatGPT? I think some people still don't know about it. How many of us know about Gemini? Okay, how many of us know about Bard? Okay, how many of us know about Bing? Oh, beautiful. Now, these are basic AI tools that you can get for free and improve your skills. Now, I tell every career person, one major thing you need to improve on, no matter the industry you are, is your writing. If you don't know how to write, in this era we are in, you wouldn't even, for those that don't have a job, you might not get a job. For those that have a job, you might not progress to the next level. Guess what? Writing is everything. Gone are the days where you have to physically be talking to your boss, and your boss can evaluate you. Now, the emails you send is a way they evaluate your writing. Now, I work with a boss that when I want to send an email initially, he will ask me, send it to me, let me see. I'll send to him, he will correct some things. After a while, I got frustrated, like, why must you correct every of my writing? And I took the pain. I studied ChatGPT. Many of us know ChatGPT, but guess what? There are trainings on how you can use ChatGPT to be very authentic. To be very, very authentic. You and I can type the same thing on ChatGPT and we'll get different results. And you will run it through AI, and AI detector will not detect that you use AI to write it. So, tools are available, but your ability to what? To train yourself on how to use it. There are courses on how to use ChatGPT. Some of them are 5,000 naira. Now, Udemy is a platform. Go on ChatGPT, go on Udemy. There are a lot of free courses on Udemy. Now, many of times we believe that it's only paid courses that offer us good values. Yes, I agree with you. But guess what? You can use free courses to build a foundation, and that will push you into deeper research, that you even get more value from a paid training on Udemy. Why am I saying that? I'm a living witness to it. These are things I have tried. That's why I'm saying them, so that you too can try them. There's no career person here that should not have, let me say this, as a side hustle. Whatever you are doing, if you're an accountant, get an accounting gig online. Many business owners abroad are just looking for somebody to do 2 hours, 3 hours per time in a week to handle the accounting. Categorically. Now, guess what? Just in the course of this week, was it Monday? It was Monday, right? On a freelance platform, somebody reached out to me and said they are from Canada. They employed their team in Philippines, but they want to do a program in Nigeria. And they reached out to me and said, okay, you know what, we want to help us handle the digital marketing agency of it. And I looked at it and I was like, digital, how? From where? And guess what? They were going to do it in Ibadan. And how was I picked? On my profile, I indicated Ibadan on my profile. But guess what? A lot of freelancers on Upwork are afraid to use their Nigerian profile. And I've been correcting a lot of people these days. Why am I correcting them? NGO is something that is the in thing now. Many organizations are coming into Nigeria to do a lot of community work. They are coming into Nigeria to do a lot of philanthropy work. Coming into Nigeria to do a lot of things. And they are only looking for guys online that have reputation that can help them do a lot of marketing on it. Guess what? I will say this. They were ready to say, okay, we're going to offer you $350. Just to do what? To do about maybe 3 hours work a week. And I looked at it, I said $350. I was even saying it's small. And they were like, okay, can you please just take it? Let's even start. Now, why am I saying that? I'm saying this so that we can understand that, because initially when I was talking about you can do 3 hours work per week and earn more than somebody that is doing full-time work here. Are we together? So please and please and please, all I'm still doing, I'm still just talking about mindset. I'm trying to create a shift in our head. Because recently I started training a few people, and I discovered that teaching them the tools is not the problem, but making them make a shift in their mind is the problem. That's a major problem we have. A major problem we have. All right. Okay. They have run ahead of me. Okay, I think they're just trying to go to where I am saying. Now, let me just jump again to the future of work. I've been talking about this in little pockets, but let me go to the future of work. I remember the last training we had, we talked about the work of the future and the future of work, saying that you need to evaluate your work. There was a short discussion I was having with a few people, and I told them that one thing about career, if you are career, we're talking about career, is there are 4 non-negotiables that you need to consider when you're talking about career. So if you must still be in career in the next phase that we are having, you just have to have these things. Now, you have to consider that, is my career, me being in the career, do I still have another 30, 40 years? Will I still be able to earn good money in the next 30, 40 years in that career? Now, across the globe, would that career still be relevant in the next 30, 40 years? Now, I'm saying that because I'm using a particular lifespan. Now, every career has a lifespan. Now, 10 years ago, there was nothing really like data analytics. Now, there's data analytics. But guess what? The word data analytics is even gradually leaving because they are now coming to become more specific. Are you a business data analyst? Are you a product data analyst? They are now niching it down. At the point when you say you're a data analyst, you are no longer relevant. It's just like the way everybody says I'm a virtual assistant. Virtual assistant is becoming no longer relevant. You have to tell us what type of virtual assistant you are. You understand? You can be a jack of all trades, but we want somebody who is specialized. Why? Because AI can do some of the things that you are jack of all trades of. So you have to understand that, and you have to be ready to embrace change. Now, change is meant to be our advantage. It's meant to be our leverage. It's not meant to be a challenge to us. And the reason it's a challenge is because we believe that, no, not even that we believe, we are not ready to leave the current things we are enjoying. Are we together? Now, I think I've shared this before. While I was still working in First Bank, I realized that I can't continue in this. First Bank is not my thing. I can't continue in this career. This career has no future. Why? Thank God I left. UI branch. How many of you have been to First Bank UI branch? How many staffs are in there now? How many staffs? Then it was very big branch that had several staffs. But now, what you have there is what? Machines, robots. AI has taken over. And I remember 2018, I was telling a few colleagues, I said, guys, we need to leave this place. Because very soon they will tell us to go. And they tell us to go, we are not prepared. There's nothing we can do. 2018, I started thinking and I started planning. I think a year later, what did I do? I said, I just used my leave. I had the leave period, and I used all of my leave to go to Lagos to go and learn. All I was doing, every Wednesday I traveled to Lagos for a month. Every Wednesday I traveled to Lagos, I come back on Saturday. What was I going for? I was going for training. Why? I had seen that there is an end to this journey in this career. That's the truth. For bankers, I'm sorry if you are still in the banking industry, there is an end to your journey in the banking world. Why? Because some guys are coming in that are younger, they understand the system better, they adapt easily, they would come in, they will train them, their brain is sharper than yours. Why? Because it's their era. All these things came in their era. So they will be more resourceful than you will be. What will take you 3 months to learn and quickly adjust, in a month they've learned it. So why compete in that? Why not you also generate your learning path and then transition and then move on? I saw that there was an end for me. In fact, what even helped me to quickly make that move was I applied to another bank. They said they needed another thing. I applied there, and by the time I applied and they looked at my CV, whoa, you have a lot of skills, you can use some tools, you do this and that. And the next thing, the HR guy was saying, we'll have taken you, but we need somebody that has banking experience. And I'm like, I've worked in the bank for 2 years. How can you say I don't have banking experience? Now, what were they trying to tell me? Trying to tell me that I can be in the bank and yet I don't have banking experience. So what career are you in? You can be in that career, and when it gets to the point where you need to stand in a place that matters in that career, they will tell you that you don't have the experience they need in that career. And yet you spend 10 years, 20 years. So what's that telling you? You need to start looking into your career. Are you an accountant? You are still using the normal ledger handbook. You need to start transitioning into using tools, accounting tools. You need to start. Are you what other career? Are you into the legal industry? You are a lawyer. You need to start looking at what tools are now being used in the legal industry. Guess what? There are some parts in the legal industry that are outdated. If you're into the legal industry or you are a lawyer, begin to look into tech-related things when it comes to law. Because even tech law is broad. Tech law is broad. Now, why am I saying this? I'm saying this because in the next maybe a couple of 5 years, some career would be outdated. And some of us will now start, that's when we'll now start finding difficult, trying to learn new skills. I was telling somebody, I said, 2024 to me is like 2020 when there was COVID. Because why did I say that? I stumbled upon one of these analyses by the owner of ChatGPT. And he said their plan is, that was about 2 years ago, their plan is in the next 5, 6, 7 years, they want to create ChatGPT with other AI tools to ensure that you no longer need somebody to undo some admin functions for you. And it went on to say, even to the point where some technicians, AI would take over them. Now, what's that telling you? It's telling you that these guys are planning to just move out several careers and create new ones. Now, I read a survey that was making me understand that millions of jobs will be lost across the globe. But guess what? Millions of new jobs will be created. What does that tell you? It means some people will be taken off whatever they are now, and new opportunities will come. The question is, are you ready? Should that thing you're doing now be taken out of the market? Can you still find yourself in the new market? A market is going, a new market is coming. So it's something you need to understand that. And please never see AI as a competition to your skills, but see AI to an enhancement of your skills. Career and business owners. I'm deliberately saying this. Now, many of us know that, there's a diagram I have here that was talking about the future of work. It means that there will be changes in work, there will be changes in the workforce, and there will be changes in workplace. Now, people's workforce is no longer human beings. You have some human beings and you have some robots. Are we together? You have some human beings and you have some robots. Now, permit me to say this. Many organizations are closing down. Not because they don't have the money to keep running, but because they can't compete in the market. Now, your cost of production is, let's say, 50%. Your competitor cost of production is 30%. The difference is technology. That's the difference majorly. And it will keep going down because technology is cheaper to maintain than human being. Now, using technology, I no longer have to pay payee. I no longer have to pay human insurance, your health insurance, HMO. I no longer have to do that. I no longer have to cater for losses in time because you are going on maternity leave or because you are sick. Now, all of these things are things that you and I have to come to reckon with and then begin to make our move. Now, now another thing is AI is helping to enhance communities. Now, a lot of communities are available for us to access, but we are still using the normal... okay, yes, thank you very much. Now I'm here. This is one thing I really want to talk about. A lot of us are still using the normal, you are used to normal communities, which is the physical communities, which is good, but we need to now understand that digital communities, virtual communities is now the new community. That's the new community. And for you to be able to maximize the new community, you must understand how the digital economy works. Now, one of the things that you need to understand is you need to say to yourself that it's high time I move from the physical economy into the digital economy. When I'm saying move, I'm talking about your mindset. Once your mindset is right, every other thing will align, because you now begin to see opportunities in the digital space more, and you see it better, and you know how to harness them better. Now, I was talking about transitioning to the digital economy, and 3 things I spoke here is understanding the skill. There's this, understanding the shift, rather. There's a shift. I've spoken about that. Then skills for the future. You need to also come to understand the skills that will be relevant in the future. Then, continuous learning. Learning is something that we cannot overemphasize. Now, I was talking about other skills for learning. There's something I usually do, and I usually say is, make sure you do a thorough self-analysis or a self-assessment of yourself. Where are you currently? What skills do you have? Now, find out what skills will be needed in the future. There are technical skills and there are soft skills. Guess what? There are over 50 technical skills. There are over 50 technical skills. Maybe at the end of the training, I'll compile the document together so that they can be in PDF and they'll be sent to us. Technical skills, there are over 50. You need to sit down on each one, depending on the direction you're going in your career, digital-wise, and also your business. You need to be able to say, okay, these are the skills I need. Then break it down into the details that the document will be. Under each skills, there are levels and there are categories. You need to be able to itemize where you are in each level so that you can know what next to do and the next step to take. I will just be running so fast. Okay, now I was talking about exploring careers in digital space. Now there are so many careers. Some of us we know about data science, we know about software development, we know about digital marketing, we know about cyber security. Now, cyber security is the in thing now. Even Nigeria is charging on cyber security. It tells you that cyber security is something. Now, if you have interest in security or you have interest in coding, it's good to know how to code. But guess what? We are still short of cyber security experts. Globally, there is still a need for over 1 million cyber security experts globally. There is still a need for that. Now, that's something that you can, and guess what? In cybersecurity, you have different aspects. There's ethical hacking. That's one of the easiest to penetrate in when it comes to cybersecurity. Now, as an ethical hacker, ethical hacking, so automatically you are not hacking, it's not an illegitimate thing. It's something that is needed because before you can be able to defend a program, you must be able to create or know how that program runs. It's just like virus and antivirus. Virus is not the thing we are talking about now. Antivirus is not the thing we are talking about now because what we are fighting now is bigger than that. Now, so that tells you that a lot of investment is going into cybersecurity. Now, cybersecurity personnel online are working for at least 5 companies. And some of them, if you look into the life of a cybersecurity person, the ones that we have now, you will not want to be one because there's a lot of demand on them. So that tells you that, in fact, in the next 40 years, cybersecurity is something that we'll keep talking about. Why? As technology advances, security issues also advances. So it means that now in Nigeria, I think 2 years ago on TVC, one of the cybersecurity experts or analysts in Nigeria, TVC was engaging and he was saying the truth of the matter is they are short of cybersecurity personnel in Nigeria. That was as of 2 years ago. And he said, so most of these top organizations in Nigeria don't employ cybersecurity from Nigeria because 1, they are short. Number 2, they are not even up to standard. So it tells you that there's a lot of need on cybersecurity. Another thing I'll be talking about is cloud computing. Now I'm talking about the new places. I'm not going to dwell on the ones we know. The new places, cloud computing. Guess what? Many of you see Microsoft Azure. Many of you see Google Cloud Computing. Many of you see AWS. Now, the question is, they are giving free trainings. Some of them free certifications. The question is why? They are romancing clients to come from the current VPNs that they use, storage device that they use, into cloud computing. So they are giving them at cheaper rates. Some of them are even giving them free services for a year or two. Why? They want them to embrace the new and then begin to use it. Now, Microsoft is also, in order to do that, they are also empowering people with their trainings and free certification, so you can become a certified Microsoft Azure either administrator or engineer or architect or whatever it is that you want to go in cloud computing. They are doing that so that as they get to these employers and these organizations and sell their products, they can also push qualified cloud computing engineers to them, so that they don't have to be cracking their head to see maybe they need to train people. No, Microsoft is ready to train you and then deploy you. Even Microsoft did a recruitment some times ago for cloud computing engineers. Why? They needed to bring them in, they upgraded them, and then they deployed them to organizations in the US. What are they doing? They are building the new frontier, and they are also building new people. So cloud computing is something that you can begin to consider to go into, because that market is new. Very, very, very new. Now, okay. Now, artificial intelligence and machine learning. That's another thing. Many of us, we hear artificial intelligence, machine learning. We say, okay, AI. We are using AI. But the question is, are we thinking about also becoming one of the developers of AI? Are we together? Now, we know ChatGPT. But look at ChatGPT. Somebody else, like, what's the name of this app? What's the name of this? There's a video editing app that uses ChatGPT. Most of the AIs that we know use ChatGPT as their base, and then they build on it. But guess what? It means that such a person can create something similar to ChatGPT to be able to build another resource that can use ChatGPT as their foundation. So what's that telling you? It's not good enough to know how to use them. Some of us need to go into this industry and know how to also create them. Machine learning. We are coming to the place of robots. Now, why can't it be that Nigeria has good AI specialists and machine learning engineers that can begin to create what First Bank has? First Bank had to do a lot of importation to do that. And they've been planning it. I left the bank 2020. They've been planning it way before then. Initially, they wanted to use the branch at Dugbe, opposite Cocoa Building. That was because that was my branch. They wanted to use it. The space has been created. But when they looked at a few things, they paused. They imported these things from abroad. They got specialists to do them from abroad, which is more expensive. Thank you, sir. Truth is, if we have people who are capable in Nigeria, then there will be no need for that. Now, guess what? There are a lot of mentorship programs online. If you're learning those places, there are a lot of mentorship programs online that can help you grow fast. Many a times, another challenge is we are scared because it's a new terrain. We are scared. What are the opportunities there? Truth of the matter is, cloud computer engineer earns nothing less than $100,000 on the minimum per year. Now, I'm saying 100,000. Some of them earn half of that a month because of the demand. Now, cybersecurity, minimum annual of cybersecurity is over $500,000 annual. Now, to us, it's much big money, but to them, it's not big money. Because guess what? An admin person in the UK earns maybe about £2,000. But an admin person in Nigeria roughly earns, some don't even up to 100,000. Can you see? Now, if you convert that to pounds, let's say one pounds to 1,000, right? That's how much? That's £100, right? Let's just say 1 pound is 1,000 naira. So your 100,000 naira is how much? 100 pounds. And that guy is earning 2,000 pounds as an admin person. Now, not just admin, let me even come home, a virtual assistant. So what does that tell you? It does not make a lot of, to them, they are still like 2,000 is small. But you just get half of it. There's a lot of difference, right? Now, that's why you no longer need to play in the Nigerian market. Forget the Nigerian standards. There are standards when it comes to admin. When I met my boss, I was delivering standards. But when I met him, and he said something categorically that struck me. He said, Samson, that's my English name. Samson, you know what? When we talk, you are more brilliant than I am. You are more intelligent. But I'm just ahead of you because I'm more exposed. And he said that categorically, and I was like, whoa. He said, you do good work, but the good work does not match the work he needs, which is from UK. You understand? And that struck me. What does that mean? It meant that I have been playing well in Nigeria. I've been delivering stuff, but when it comes to the global market, I'm nowhere. And then I started working on that. It took me almost a year to be able to satisfy him and satisfy his clients. And guess what? I started sending documents, and he will say, wow, brilliant work. It's been a long time I had a good read. You understand what? You should get it. Now, what helped me? I told you that I had to learn how to use AI. Learn how to use the prompt to be able to improve my writing. Now, for him to constantly say it's been a long time I had a good read, it means that yes. And now, there's literally no correction with my work. Now, what does that tell you? If I had stayed where I am, in a short while, what will happen? He will push me aside and bring somebody else on board. Are we together? Now, I said that to make us understand that learning is very easy if you have the right mindset. Now, one of the things I want to push through us today is while you're going through this training, Mom is going to come and, take this meeting to the peak of it. Make sure that you have your learning goals. Now, whatever learning goal you have, make it inclusive. We did a training on goal setting, and I said, you stop setting goals that are scattered. Make sure your goals are inclusive. When I say inclusive, goal A influences goal Z. Goal P influences goal M. They are individual goals in their own, but they cannot stand as an entity. Most times we just send financial goals and it's financial goals. Set financial goals and make sure it's relating to either your career goal or make sure it's relating to your family goal. Everything has to be interwoven, because if you don't have the zeal to pursue your financial goal, your career goal, when you see something happening in your family, that will push you to do it, because what? It is inclusive. Are we together? Now, why did I say that? I'm saying that because a lot of us need to take the leap to leave where we are now and move to another thing. When I say another thing, the new frontiers of career. I spoke a lot about cybersecurity, cloud computing, artificial intelligence. There are many more. A lot of us know about UI UX design. Some of you think it's very hard, but it's not. UI UX can be broad. But guess what? There's a lot in UI UX. In fact, UI UX now is gradually becoming one of the highest paid in the new era we are in now. So you need to consider that. Some of you are very good with graphics. You are good with design. You have an eye for design. Let your eye for design come into the design world. And if you're in graphics in a way, truth is, graphics is also broad. But look into the niche in that graphic design that has the future. In the next 10, 20 years, now, a lot of people are coming into product development. Many of you will be hearing product developer. There's nothing big about product development. The only thing is, it looks ambiguous to us. It looks big to us, like, what's product development? Everyone here can become a product developer. In fact, the truth is, you have one way or the other developed the product. That's the truth. Now, the only thing is the jargons and the vocabulary around it. Now, business owners, you are selling a product. Now, who developed the product? Was it somebody else? You developed the product you are selling. Somebody is selling chin-chin. Who developed it? What product development is all about is you're seeing a problem in the market. Now you are creating ideas for a solution. Now, from that point to where it is delivered, is just, that's the journey. The journey of creating a product and delivering it for it to be used is your product development cycle. And that's all. Now, majorly, what are they looking for in product developers? Just for you to have an eye for opportunity. If you can cite opportunity and you can think about ideas that can help solve all those problems or fit into those opportunities, then that's where you can thrive in. It looks how would I call it? It looks like it's something that is not achievable, but the truth is it's very achievable. So I'm searching these careers because they are the careers that still have at least 30 to 40 years lifespan. So if you are talking about 30 to 40 years lifespan, maybe the minimum of us say, maybe even if you are 10 years old, you'll be in your 40s by then. Now, which means if you have grown 30 years into in a career, and you are also how would I call it? You are metamorphosizing as technology is metamorphosizing. It means as product development or cybersecurity is also broad, mind you. Cloud computing is niching down, like we have data analytics now. What's going to happen? You would still be relevant. Are we together? All right. There was a career I wanted to talk about. Where is it? Okay, now another career is funny, right? Project management. I know everybody here knows project management. And I'm sure you'll be wondering, project management is been now. It's been. But guess what? I read a survey. Maybe in the document I will send later on. I will put those surveys there so that you will see them. I read a survey that says in 2020, is it 5 or 2026, organizations will be needing over 1 million project managers. Now, why are they needing project managers? Project management now has changed from the project management that used to be. Many of us are used to the normal project manager. Come to site, you manage the project, you get it done. No. Now we are talking about digital project managers. And guess what? There's a thin line between the normal project manager and the digital project manager. But that thin line can be the major gap between both worlds and both career persons. So, why did I say that? If you have a knack for managing things, for organizing things, putting things in place, looking at following things from the start to the very end, then digital project management or IT project management is the in thing now. Why? A lot of technology devices are being built and they need digital project managers to manage it. It's quite different from the normal project manager, but they have some similarities. There are transferable skills in there. So that's another thing you want to look at. Now, let me just run down a very, very briefly to, there are some things I would just, I think I've attended to the actionable steps when you're transitioning. I've talked about that. But one thing that is very key is you need to, let me just read it. Identify your interests and strengths to determine which digital career path aligns with your goals. Research your descriptions and skill requirements for your chosen career path to understand the skills and qualifications needed. Many of the times we just hear this, we watch one YouTube video and we jump into it. No. Research into it with your skills so that will help you to create a learning curve. Maybe I need about 5 major skills to learn. I've learned 1. I can learn 2. You can give yourself, time. So you create a timeline for your learning. Then you enroll in online courses, as we have spoken about that. Now, for some of you that, if I say I should learn by myself online, I'm deceiving myself. There are a lot of boot camps online. There are a lot of boot camps online where it is not you. There's a learning program and you follow it. You don't follow it, you are out. No matter how much you paid. Now, there are still some free boot camps that you can use to, get yourself used to that system. So don't deceive yourself and say, I'm learning online. How many of us actually start courses on Coursera that are free and finish it? Some people are laughing. So it means that many of us have started courses on this free platform, but we did not finish it. So if you know that cannot work, look at, is there somebody else in the community that is going to do the same thing I want to do? Team up. And then take the course together. All right. So then another thing is you want to build a portfolio. Now, one mistake many people do when they want to transition is whatever they've done in the physical space, they don't have a record of it. So whatever you are doing in the physical space now, keep your records. Ensure you have your records. Now you are wondering, I'm an admin person. How can I have a record? How can I have a portfolio? You've created documents for your boss, for your organization. You've created templates for them. You know, you've done several things. You've even, in terms of achievement, yeah, they should take me to CV. Many of times, now that's because I'm talking about admin, another career, so you can make this work around. Many of times when we write our CVs, all we write are what we have done. We don't write what we achieved. Now, when you're even writing what you achieved, a lot of times when it's okay, okay, where have you worked? You list out about 5 places, and all I'm reading there is what you did or what you were supposed to do or the job description that was given to you. That's not a CV. Now, what should be there is your achievement, quantifiable achievement. So when you are building your portfolio should contain what? Quantifiable achievement. Your CV is part of your portfolio. Quantifiable, okay, you improve the process. Okay, when you improve the company's process, by what percentage did they increase efficiency? By what percentage did they increase productivity of the team? By what percentage did they reduce maybe even overhead costs? Because its efficiency increases, productivity increases, cost will reduce. So by what percentage? Now, so these are things you need to know. If you don't have access to it, ask the person in that department to give you a rough idea so that you can track your record. You've been in an organization for 5 years. What achievement can you say because of you in this organization has made? So those are things that we need to look at in building portfolio. Then network with professionals. Network with professionals. Now, these things will cost you money. You need to network with professionals. Network with people who have gone ahead of you in any career. Even in business. Yes, it's competition, but they are LD competition. They are LD competitions. You don't have to, because this person, okay, maybe let's assume the fashion industry. Somebody might be better than you in something, or might achieve something you're looking to achieve. See the person as your mentor. Build a collaboration. Collaboration doesn't necessarily mean that you have to work together on a product, but collaboration in brainstorming ideas. The idea you have, the person might have the other piece to it. And guess what? You might not even be the person that has the resources to push that idea. But you have done that for the other person. The person uses the idea and is doing well. You have become a tangible part of that person's business or tangible part of that person's life. So should you need a favor at some point in the future, the person will not be very easy. It won't be easy for the person to say no. So a lot of times there's need for collaboration when it comes to brainstorming. Now, okay, another career I was going to talk about is online teaching. We have a lot of teachers. We have a lot of teachers in-house. Now, there are people that are already making good moves, having good results when it comes to online teaching, online tutoring. We are coming to the era where it's not going to be what you know. It's going to be how you can deliver it. And that's what's happening in online teaching. Some people that are teaching online are not as good as some people that teach in our secondary schools here. But guess what? Their mode of delivery is different. Their mode of delivery. If you have been a teacher, you say 10 years, 20 years, you know what? Your shoulders, bring them down. Somebody might have just come into teaching in 2 years and is doing way better than you are. Go and learn from the person. How? Show me the way. You know, currently we have someone in the house who does online teaching. And guess what? She's doing a lot of good. I don't want to put figures around it. But you will never imagine that a teacher can earn such amounts on a monthly basis. And it's purely online. So if you are teaching in a physical space, begin to look into that aspect too. There are a lot of opportunities there. So my job is just to mention these things, make us aware of it, and then we can do our own assignment and go into it. I believe KBN at a later point will be doing some combination of some resources and making it available to us on that. So, okay, I'll just run again. Please permit me. Okay, I want to touch something about business. Okay, now I was talking about online business ventures in terms of you thriving in it. We have a lot of business owners here, and I know many of us have tried some things online. Sometimes some of you are not getting results, and some are getting results. Now, one thing I need to tell you is you need to allow process take its place. Online does not mean quick money. Please let us take note. Don't mind those guys that will come and say, I started the business, I came online in 3 months, I made this and this and this and a million. Don't mind them. Before then, some of them have followers already before bringing their business online. So the question is, do you have a ready market? If you don't have a ready market, then don't rush. Build your audience. Build your audience. It can take you 6 months, it can take you 1 year, it can take you 2 years, it can take you 3 years. But the question is, reasonably given, within 1 year, you'll be able to build a good market that can pay for your services. Now, it looks 1 year. Some people it looks long, some people it looks short. But the truth is, if you know what to do, and how to do it, and when to do it. Now, that's why people pay these guys in the digital marketing space a lot of money, because they have figured out something. Now, you can take courses on how to do Facebook marketing. You can take courses on how to do Instagram marketing. Influencer, you can take courses on them. When it comes to practicalizing, some people have spent their time to practicalize. So, the result they will get, you will not get the same result. Now, that's one. Mind you, you also have some limiting factors because of your geography. Thank you, sir. You also have some limiting factors because of your geography. So, you need to come to terms to that. So, your growth might not be as fast as somebody else's growth. Now, two, another thing is, while you are taking note of your geographical circumstances, you need to also figure out the tools you can use that can help you run your business as though you are not in Nigeria. That's something every business owner should begin to look out for. You have your business for Nigerians, but guess what? Nigerians prefer to patronize businesses that seems they are from outside the country than those that are within the country. It's a perception that has built over time. So you as a business owner, depending on your industry, begin to look at how can I also play in the, what do you call it? In the diaspora space. Yes, thank you very much. Now, there's a lot of market for every Nigerian business in the diaspora space. Why? Because there are Nigerians out there. And because of loyalty to their nation, they would patronize you if you market well. Please, don't sell to them, but yet sell to them. Now, selling has gone beyond. Now, a lot of times, if you check our statuses or our business accounts, what many of us post is our product. Reduce posting on your product. Reduce posting your products on your social media pages and give them valuable content. Now, valuable content is cheap for you to find out. I've told us several ways we can get content. It doesn't cost you. Use AI to generate content. Tweak it to give it some personal touches based on your industry and what you're doing. And then you deliver it to your audience. So sometimes we don't need to have so much to be able to grow our business. Some basic things are just very key if we will have them. Okay. Now, YouTube is another thing for us too. Even if you're having 2 subscribers and you've been on YouTube for 3 months, for 6 months, please continue. The secret to building a successful online business digitally is what? Is consistency. Yes, there might not be engagement. You might only have maybe 1 like for almost 1 year, but be consistent. Your views might be maybe 20 views and you have maybe 100 followers. Be consistent. Because everything has a timing. Everything has a timing. The time will come. All you need is just one person to see it and then it goes viral. And that's the simple truth. Just make sure you are consistent and keep learning how else can I do what I am doing. Many a times we just like to do it consistent. Okay, this is what I post and I post it. This is what I do it. One thing I've seen that has helped some businesses now is you need to figure out who are the people doing the same thing you are doing that are outside Nigeria. Look into the UK. Look at how they are doing it. Transport it and begin to do it. It's very key. Please. Okay. Now, many of us run away from running ads because we feel it's expensive. Running ads for your business is something. But before you run ads, many of us have about 5 products. If you have more than 1 product, build 1 product first. You can be selling others, but online, let them know you for 1 product. It's easy to build authority on 1 product. Once you are known for that product, you begin to introduce to them at the back, you are pushing one. At other times, you can subtly pushing the others, but make sure you are focusing on one. Then those that are your clients, you now begin to do marketing for them. Now the question is, do you have a marketing funnel? Do you have a sales funnel? Do you have a database? Do you have a marketing backend? Data is key. If you are running a business and you don't have emails, you don't have, maybe you're on WhatsApp, you don't have WhatsApp contacts, you don't have maybe their names, you are not ready for business yet, then please, if you have a website, go and optimize your website. If you have your social media platforms, ensure that you are not joking with pixels or you are not joking with analytics. These 2 are tools that have been made available for you to track anybody that comes to interact with your business for the very first time forever, as long as they continue to use those accounts or that IP address. So that's something that would help you and to give you a lot of benefits to be able to access them. So on the last, another thing is I just want to talk about legitimate online business, online side hustles. I've mentioned some of them before. Freelance writing and content creation. That doesn't take so much. It's different from copywriting. So copywriting is another thing you can do as a side hustle. Affiliate marketing. A lot of people are making waves in affiliate marketing now. Now, there are different types of affiliate marketing. I think the last time we talked about it. Now, CPA marketing is another thing. A lot of people are making so much money from it. Now, your goal is not to make so much money, but at least start by using it to generate some level of income for yourself. Now, affiliate marketing is very simple. There's nothing difficult there. Everybody here can do it. There's something you have passion for. There's something you like. Check out for affiliate platforms. Look at, are there products that are there that are in line with your passion or what you love? Then begin to push them. Some of you are social media, you're not creating anything. Push products there, digital products, and earn from pushing them. You earn commission. People ask you different questions about something. It means that there is something about that thing. So if you can't even do content by yourself there, push people's contents that have been made, push it there. When people make their purchase, you get commission. Please, that's something you need to look into, affiliate marketing. It does not cost you much to get started. All it does is get the training and start. The same thing with drop shipping. It doesn't cost you anything. In fact, it doesn't cost you anything. You can start your drop shipping business with less than a 50,000 naira. And you don't need to carry products around. Yours is, you are a middleman, and then everybody is doing fine. Now, another thing I see is, okay, thank you, sir. So another thing I see is stock photography sales. Now, I've gradually begun to come across people that are making money from stock photography sales, even in Nigeria. When you want to use some images online, they will tell you to pay if you really want quality images. Others, they are watered around, but you want quality images, you have to pay. Now, people that own them are being paid royalty for every time these things are being used. You're a good photographer, or you like to pose. You can pose yourself and put there. It's your picture. Put it there. There are different platforms that will take you in, and you will earn money from it. And finally, I will just talk about online coaching and consulting. Bro Ife has taught us about investments. Now, Bro Ife can start something about online coaching and consulting about investments. Daddy said he should start. Are we now? Okay, Pastor GP, accounting, anything accounting. It can come in there too. Pastor has said you can start, sir. It's not me. Yes. Are we together? Now, you are a school teacher, or you used to be a school teacher, and then you are now teaching online, or you are trying to figure out how to teach online. You can start online coaching and consulting. How do I mean? you have experience about what happens in the physical teaching. Just do like that guy I said. As he did not study anything related to finance. But what he did, I wish I remember his name. He will go and learn and then come and teach. People will ask questions. He will help him to go and learn more, then come and teach. And that's how he has built and is building well. So every one of us, like I said, you can do that. I also am guilty of this, and I'm also working on it. So every one of us, we can do it. Are you in the agric space? Yes, agric might not be making a lot of money now in Nigeria, but keep talking agric. Keep consulting. Because some guys someday will wake up to agric back and look for you. So whatever you do now, it might not be bringing in much money. In fact, it might be different from your career path. It might be different from your business. But please ensure you engage in that. And for everyone that has a personal profile on social media, make sure you also have a business profile. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Brother Ife and Brother Obafemi. Thank you so much. I know he had so much more to say, but I had to quickly write a note for him that let's elaborate more during the question and answer session. And for those of us that want to go after this session, wait for the Q&A. More is going to be shared for us, okay? Pastor Mrs. will be taking our next session. Hallelujah. Yes, so, but we need to go on a very short break. Just stretch your legs. 7 minutes, just go stretch your legs. And we'll be back here so that mommy can take us on the next phase. I'm sure we are all expectant. All right, so please let's just quickly do that. Your time starts now.